Hello everyone. So this is kind of random because I received news about one of my favorite idols of K-pop passing away this morning, and I went live already on Instagram about this, but I wanted to share it here on YouTube, and it's really sad, really, because you have these people that are famous and people don't realize what they really go through. So, the point of me coming here is to tell you guys, if you have a loved one or anyone, a friend, someone you know that has depression, has anxiety, or has problems, doesn't matter whether it's physically or mentally, tell them you are there for them. Tell them that you love them and that you will always be there for them. Don't ever give up on people like that, because this person, I'm trying so hard not to cry right now. This person I followed for years. I'm talking years, like maybe like 2009. I don't recall the year they started. This person is called Kim Jonghyun. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong because my Korean isn't like on point. He was the lead singer. Lead singer? I think he was the lead singer from this group named SHINee that I've been following all these years. And the story behind this whole thing for me was that when I first saw him on a music video, I believe it was either Juliet or Replay, I had seen him and I don't want to say I fell in love with him or anything like that, but this man, well, this boy at the time, was just like, he was beautiful for me. I was like, oh my God, he's so gorgeous. And then I heard a voice in the background, while they singing. And I'm like, whose voice is that? And I didn't realize it was the same person. I didn't put two and two together until like a few videos later that they released. And I fell in love with this idol. Like, okay, I don't know, maybe fell in love is a little strong to say, but he was a person that I admire from the very, very, very beginning, and I followed him even to now. I want to tell you guys, I know that there's a lot of fans out there, a lot of people who follow SHINee or followed K-pop in general. I want to tell, especially the younger fans, please remember that yes, K-pop can be perfect looking. The choreography is beautiful. The music is beautiful. They look beautiful, whether a female or male K-pop idol. But remember, there's a very dark side to K-pop. And what people don't realize is that I maybe putting them on blast, or people might put me on blast for this, but they follow very strict contracts that can make anyone depressed, really. Being an idol is a great thing, but there's also a downfall to it. They have to work day and night out, sometimes without properly eating, properly sleeping. They get depressed, they get anxiety, they get lonely. And this is what I feel like happened to him. I'm not sure if this is the actual case that happened to him, but I feel like this is what I suspect. This is one of the reasons why I feel like this happened to him, because they work in such strict contracts, even if they're not active, that it drives them to do this. And honestly, he is not the first idol that committed suicide or died from this. There have been so many celebrities in general, American or outside of America, in Korea, in Japan, in everywhere, that this kind of situations happen. And not to blast SM, but what I've heard over the years, I'm not sure if this is actually true or not. I'm just stating what I've heard, is that they have a very strict contract and then they work very hard. I don't know about you, but I've seen many videos of celebrities from SM, not only SM, like other companies that literally have collapsed in stage. Why? Because they're not properly eating. They're following a strict ass diet. excuse my language, they're probably not sleeping well. And let's be honest, a lot of these fans are crazy. They don't even want I mean, they're not really allowed to, but a lot of fans don't want these idols to date other people. They're people like us. Let them do what they need to do. They let them do whatever. They're adults. I mean, most of them are adults now. Like, of course, there are newer. I'm going on. Like, this is going like around. But what I'm trying to say is like, one, let them live. Even if in their contracts they're really not allowed to date, they're not really allowed to live a normal life. Even though probably some companies will not agree with me, I feel like at the end of the day, no idol really lives a normal life. So this is why they go through such depression. People think that they're perfect because they're this and that and they have money and they have fame. But sometimes they don't even have money. Like, they may be famous, but they probably don't have money. There's a lot of groups that they had to even sue their own companies because they were not getting money. They're not happy. Like, fame and money is not always everything. He had a hole in his heart that fans unfortunately couldn't fill. And I'm really sorry. Like, I wrote in a post on my Instagram that I apologize as a fan that we couldn't fill up his hole in his heart. And it makes me so sad that he passed. Because I admired him so much. I admired his talent. I admired that he loved his fans. There are people that have meant that they were like, oh, he's conceited. I'm like, you can't really say that because you don't know that. We can probably say that's a joke, but you don't really know what he was going through. You don't know what was in his mind. Because he's not going to say everything out loud. He doesn't want to disappoint his fans. In his post, he even wrote, I hope you're not hurting. We don't know whether he meant that towards himself or towards somebody else, but I feel like he was also trying to say that to his fans. Like, don't hurt because I'm hurting. Because I'm hurting myself. But we are going to hurt. We're going to feel bad. And I'm sure I'm not the only one that feels this. I'm sure that there are many fans that are feeling like, we are sorry we couldn't fill your hole in your heart. I just wish that he could have had a good life, a normal life that anyone really wants. It's really hard. Like, I came in to make a point. I feel like I'm just going in circles at this point. To end this, all I want to say is, my baby's crying, so I have to go over there. But before I end this, I want to say to you guys, whether it is somebody famous or if it's a family member, a friend, anyone in the street that needs this love, tell them that you love them. Tell them that there is someone out there that do care about this person. Even if you don't see your family members very often, even if you are millions of miles away from them, or just, yeah, I know, if you're millions of miles away from them, if you're their neighbor, doesn't matter. Tell them that someone cares. Because you know what? You don't know when that person's going to be gone. You don't know. Like, it just can't happen out of nowhere. He may be a celebrity or, some famous or whatever. But when I got that news on Facebook that someone tagged me on, I cried like I knew this person. I cried like one of my best friends died or my family member. You don't need to know the person to have this feeling. Yeah, I've been crying all day. Like, since this morning, since I got the news, I've been crying. Like, I'm trying not, it's so hard not to cry right now, but so I hate crying on camera because I feel like I look stupid. And honestly, some people might think it's like fake, but it's not. Yes, it is so hard. I'm not the type to really call myself by the fan base names, but I was a really, well, still am a big SHINee fan, and I was a big, or am a big Jonghyun fan, and my best friend's actually writing right now. She knows how big I was, like from the very, very beginning. Even if I didn't have the posters like before, back in the days, or anything like that, I always loved all his music. I loved him. I even had, look, I even have dreams about this guy. Like, kind of sounds silly. One second, guys, because my baby is crying. He just wants some cookies or so. Oh, he's not crying. He's just laughing. Let me just give him something to eat. Here you go. Yeah, let me move because then YouTube will cut me off really quick because of the music in the background. Yes, I'm in my bathroom. Anyways, my best friend could tell you how much I used to like this guy. Like, it's so weird for me to say that because I always say fans are crazy that literally have crushes on idols, but I can honestly say I really had a real crush on this idol. Of course, I always knew I would never really date this person because that's kind of impossible. But I really, really admire and really, really like this idol. And he was one of those idols that I would never forget no matter what. Yes, he was such a beautiful person. Listening to Lonely came 10 times and painful. Yes, when you realize what their lyrics or even music really has behind it, it's like another thing that I had mentioned in my Instagram that possibly can be true, but I don't have proof. This is just my theory. So excuse me for just expressing my own personal opinion. And I might be wrong, but I really deeply feel that he might have been in the closet for a long time. And this is just my personal opinion. And if it was true, it's really long. It's really sad because he must have been very, very lonely, you know. And if it wasn't that, it must have been. I feel like there's just more to it. That there's so much more to this story that people are not really revealing. It just could be another thing. Could have been something that he was in a relationship and no one really knew about it, and something happened. It could have been anything. Or it could have been just something about family. It could have been anything that really couldn't fill his heart. That's why I say, like, K-pop fans think they know it, but they really don't know it all. And I say it as a fan as well, because we don't know what this person was really thinking. And it's really, really sad. Oh my god. When I got into K-pop, I got into SHINee, and it was the first K-pop group I started legitimately standing noticing immediately. High cheek. Yes, 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 yes. That smile, painful look back and pictures. Yes. So when I first saw Jonghyun in, I don't recall what video was it. I don't know if it was Juliet or Replay. No, I don't think it was Replay, but it was one of their first videos. And my best friend was like, "Oh, I don't remember what exactly she told me. She was just like, oh, check out this group." So I was like, okay, cool. So we were watching it together. And she was like, oh, he's so cute and this and that. And, back in the days, how it was. And I'm like, yo, that guy is really cute. Who is that? Like, what's his name? And stuff like that. I don't remember, of course I don't remember the exact words what I was saying, but I know it was like along the lines like that. And then I heard his voice, but I wasn't sure who it was at first. So when I put the two and two together, I was just like, oh my god, he is everything. This guy is amazing. And his looks, his voice. And then the fact that when he started going solo on his certain songs, I was just like, yes, this was everything for me. The sad cause a lot of idols probably in the closet, but I can't come on because it's yes. Yes. So one thing that I have mentioned in Instagram is that, again, I'm not trying to put this idol's business out. And I mean, a lot of people kind of know, but it's not like proven in like in the media, I guess, or at least I don't think so. is that certain idols are actually out in the closet, out of the closet, such as Jo Kwon from 2AM. A lot of people don't like to talk about it, but it's true. It is a fact known because a lot of fans already know. One, choose not to accept it, or two, they know but they don't really talk about it because people, tend to be not racist. They discriminate against that, and it's really wrong, really. But I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm not sure if was the case. So I don't really want to hit that topic because I'm not sure. I was just kind of expressing that. But again, it could have been anything. It could have just been a family situation. We really don't know. We don't know if it was a relationship situation. We don't know if it was just it was just probably something that he couldn't accomplish, so it didn't fill him. Or maybe he did something that he thought that would make him happy, but it didn't. It happens. It's life. And maybe he didn't know how to get out of that. He didn't know how to fill his heart. And unfortunately, he did something to, he thought that maybe this would ease his pain. And it's sad. It's really sad. A lot of people might think that it's stupid because, I heard a lot of people, not on this topic, but in different topics, that people think that if they commit suicide, that they're selfish. And I honestly say to that, I don't think it's selfish. It isn't the best choice, but I don't think it's selfish. Everyone has their own way they live their life. You can't take that away from them, but you can try to help them. It's a very hard topic to talk about because, everyone has different opinions and different perspective. And I respect anyone's opinion and perspective. It's just, I'm not trying to bash anyone about this because that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to show respect to Jonghyun that passed away. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. Yes, guys, if you know anyone that's in that state, the hotline is 800-273-8255. That's the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, guys. If you have anyone that you want to help, even if you don't know them necessarily too well, or you don't know them and you know that there may be some case like that, give it a call. Give it a call. Maybe they can help them. You don't know. I know that sometimes those type of things, people might think that might help. They may think that they're getting controlled or something. But it's better to get help. Like, this is sort of not about Jonghyun, but I have a friend that more like it, that she had before some suicide attempt, and she put herself in the hospital. She went to the hospital herself. Why? Because she knew if she would have never went, she would have committed suicide. So she thought ahead and she said, well, I prefer being in here because I know I'm going to be supervised. Even if I don't want to do it, I know this is the best choice for me. And she did it more than once. And you know what? If she would have never done that, she would have been dead. So she thought ahead. And I'm happy she did that because I can do so much, only so much because we're so far away from each other. And the only thing I can really do is either message her or call her. So I'm very happy she's alive. Yeah. You know who I'm talking about, Corrales, right? The only person in Washington that I know. She probably watches this. No. If you watch this, the person I'm talking about, thank you for staying alive. I don't know what I would have done if you would have died too. But, guys, just remember, tell people that you love them. Tell them that you care about them. And that you would try your best just to be there for them. Even if it's spiritually, they just need a shoulder. I know it's more complicated than that, but just that little bit can probably save a life. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I know this was super, super random. I don't usually do lives like this, especially on YouTube. This is my first time. And I hope you guys have a good day, and let's try not to be so sad about this whole situation. I just hope he's in a better place if he felt like that would be better for him. I'll see you guys later. How do you end this? I don't even know. Oh my goodness, I have no idea how to end this.